Welcome. I'm Dr. Tuli Badillo, and welcome to Procurement Class SCM 3141. And today we're going to cover Chapter 5, Economic Order Quantity, and we're going to show you how to calculate it. So the next slide that I'm showing you is a bunch of formulas that if you do a Google search on formulas for EOQ, you'll see a whole slew of them. However, don't worry about that because different authors assign different letters to the annual usage, the ordering cost, the carrying cost, and the unit cost. So don't worry so much about that. So in this case, we're going to, on this next slide, we're going to work it out. And it would be 2 times 3,600 times 200, which is 1,440,000. Divided by 100 times 25% or 0.25, that would be 25. So if I divide 1,440,000 by 25, it's 57,600. And then I'll do a square root of that, and it's 240. And that would be the ideal quantity to order. Now, we use the square root because you want to bring the number back to its root. If you think about it, 5,760, it's a lot. But when you square root the number, you'll see that it's only 240. Now, in this slide, I'm showing it to you because on the left-hand side is the formula that it's in the textbook on Chapter 5 of Benton's textbook. And then on the right-hand side is the formula that we have used in the past for demand management and Intro to Procurement. And you'll see that regardless of the letters that are assigned to it, it is still the same principle. So it is 2 times the annual demand, which is here is 10,000 or A, here is 3,600 or R. CP on this side times CP is the cost of preparing and following up the order, which is $50. On this side, they call it A, which is $200 for the order cost, divided by CH, which in the book is $10 times 40% or 0.40. And so it would be on this side, VW, which is 100 for the carrying cost, and then the 25%. Now let's work it out in the next page and work it out with me. So the formula is the square root of 2 times A times CP, which is A, which is the annual demand, times CP, which is the ordering cost of preparing and following up with the order, which is $50, divided by CH, which is the carrying cost of unit of inventory, which is 10 times 0.40, which is 4. So let's begin by doing the first thing, which is 2 times A, which is 10,000, the annual demand, times 50, which is the cost of preparing the order and following up with it, divided times $10, which is the carrying cost of unit of inventory, times 0.40, which is the percent, right? So then that would be the square root of 20,000 times 50 divided by 4. And so 20,000 times 50 is 1,000,000 divided by 4. And 1,000,000 divided by 4 is 250,000. And if you just think of 250,000, you'll say, wow, that's a lot of units. But no, if you do the square root of 250,000, it's 500 units, which seems, pretty logical. No, since your annual demand is 10,000 per year. Now, the next slide is the 8 assumptions that EOQ is grounded in. And this is the part that makes it difficult to grasp because, when you're applying something to a formula, numbers have to be fixed. But you know that in real life, things are not fixed. However, when this formula is entered into an ERP system, it becomes more dynamic because they add other information to it. The important part is that you need to begin with something. What quantity should I order? What is the ideal quantity? And that's what you need EOQ for. So simply understanding it, you might or might not use it. However, it's good to know how to use it and why it's used. So the 8 assumptions are a continuous, constant, and known rate of demand. The next one is a constant and known replenishment or lead time. Next one is a constant purchase price that is independent of the order quantity. The other one is all demand is satisfied, no stockouts are allowed. Then you've got no inventory in transit, then only one item in inventory, or no interaction between inventory items. Finally, an infinite planning horizon and unlimited capital. Well, we know that's not feasible. That doesn't happen a lot, but it's good to know EOQ. Now we're going to you do EOQ in Excel format. Okay, so now doing EOQ by hand when you're quantifying and you're working for a company is not reasonable. So you have to learn how to do EOQ in Excel, right? So I'm sharing with you the formula. So in here, we're going to use the 10,000, which is the annual demand from the formula we saw before, the $50, which is the order cost, the 0.4, which is the carrying cost, and $10 was the unit cost. So these are the givens. So if we go down to the result, which we knew it was 500, I want you to pay attention to the formula here and how we insert it into Excel. And then I also want you to pay attention to the here where the formula is at in the formula bar. So it's the same thing as here. And if you notice that the result was the same, right? Now, let's say we're going to change, let's delete all of this, and we're going to change the numbers to the first formula, where it was 3,600, 200, 25%, and 10. So let's go here and look what happens to the number down here, this 500. So we're going to make 3,600. This becomes 200. Notice how the numbers change down here. And then 0.25. And then this is 100. Do you remember what it was before? 240. So the formula always works. So you always want to go ahead and use the formula for doing EOQ. And I think that would be it. I will see you in class next time. This was just used as an introduction to pique your interest in EOQ and prepare for the class coming up on Saturday. See you all on Saturday and have a good day.